Premier Allen was invited. She's decided not to go. I guess her experience back in at Bathurst, not Bathurst, up at Ballarat when she got booed at the Herald Sun conference. I mean, she's probably not going to turn up again. You're going to join Barnaby Joyce on Sunday and Monday to speak at that event. What's the theme of what you're going to be talking about?
Well, I'll be there Monday morning and speaking certainly about the Nationals and Liberals' commitment to repeal the emergency services tax. So that's one of the reasons that people in regional Victoria and indeed across the whole state are so angry. This is a $3 billion tax hit on all Victorians, and particularly heavy one on regional Victorians. At a time of a cost of living crisis already, we've committed to repeal that tax and go back to a fair funding model under the old fire services property levy. I'll be talking about the management or mismanagement of the CFA and the budget cuts that we've seen to there that have really come to the fore in the last couple of weeks with the bushfires here, and indeed the botched rollout of renewable energy and transmission lines in Victoria that has treated regional Victorians with contempt. They're some of the issues that have driven this alliance and this movement, and that's why the conference is on this weekend.
Where do you see this movement going? Will it morph into a political force, or will it bolster the popularity of, you would hope, of the Nationals in Victoria, or Barnaby will hope that he might be able to recruit some candidates for One Nation? Where's this all going to go?
Well, look, it's certainly talking to the organisers and some of the different people involved in it. And indeed, literally one of them I've just ticked off on as a new member. I'm actually here in Nationals head office in Melbourne at the moment, coming out of a meeting to talk to you, Steve. And we've actually had a surge in membership over the last 12 months. Partly on the back of the emergency services tax and other issues. I think this movement is showing that country people have had a gutful. They're sick of Labor government that treats them with contempt, that wastes billions of dollars on cost overruns in the city, then hits them with new taxes. And at the same time, when we've got roads that are goat tracks effectively, we're not getting the service, the infrastructure that we need. And that's why the Nationals and Liberals are committed to giving a fairer deal for regional people, and one of the things is to abolish that tax.
You still think you've got a chance to pick up the Premier's own seat in Bendigo?
Yeah, well, I'm literally looking at a call fleet of Andrew Lethlean, who was our candidate in the federal seat of Bendigo, who, as you know, had nearly a 10% swing. Yeah, 10% swing to him at the federal election. And look, we continue to talk with Andrew. He's a great champion of his community, and I would hope, and I'm really optimistic that we might be having a red hot crack at the Premier. It's a big ask. She's got about a 12% margin, but I think there's a lot of anger out there, and indeed, literally, as I said, signing off on new membership applications, and we've got a heap of them still from Bendigo. Every month since the federal campaign, we've had new people joining, and I think that highlights that people are frustrated, they're angry with the Labor government, and we're making sure we put ourselves out as a viable alternative.
I spent a bit of time with a couple of farmers in Western Victoria about 3 weeks ago, and talking to them, they said that the levy, which will eventually be imposed upon them, was almost the breaking point. I mean, in Western Victoria, as you know, Danny, they've had a drought, so they've been through the middle of a drought. This bloke had spent $500,000 on feed to feed his stock to try and keep them alive. I mean, that's a check. He's got a right. That's money going out, not coming in. He said people in his district, and, you know, he was hinting that the mental impact on those people was so harsh that many had, you know, considered taking their own lives. It's just, I don't think Spring Street understand at all how tough it is.
Oh, absolutely, Steve. And I can tell you the number of farmers in particular that have said to me, like many businesses across the state actually, but they've said, if I could pick my farm up and take it interstate, I would, because I've just had a gutful. I've just had so much of it. And that's the frustration. And this tax is the straw that breaks the camel's back, on, as you say, on top of many other issues, including things that not the government's fault, like drought, but just the contempt for regional areas. And then for the government to then put off the increase in the rate for farmers for another 12 months. People can see through that. They can see that that's just to put it off past the election to try and take some of the sting out of the heat of this issue. That's why we're committed to repealing that tax. And we know that if Labor is re-elected in Victoria, they will bring it back and farmers will pay that massive tripling of the cost of the emergency services levy.
Well, I look forward to seeing what comes out of the weekend, and we'll talk to you again soon. Well done. Thanks a lot for talking to us tonight.